Hello there, welcome back to another review. Now I know I say I always get around to these things eventually, but this here is so long overdue that it's not even funny. It's been absolutely ages since I'd look at a Lone Wolf and Cub movie, and I'm going to be having a look at Baby Cart to Hades today, made in 1972 and directed by Kenji Misumi, and is the third movie in everyone's favourite father and son, manga-based samurai shogun franchise. Now say what you will about these movies, they all have their ups and downs, and each one has something to offer, and naturally of course everyone has their favourites. One could even argue this film here is a bit more of a slow boil compared to what we've seen in the previous two movies. I've always felt that these movies have a somewhat familiar look and feel to something you would even find in some of them classic spaghetti westerns, especially in how the film is shot, the way it looks, some of the action, and even to some regard elements of the music. I think as well, where River Styx was such a great movie, how do you follow that up? As I say, it seems a bit more of a slower movie, even a calmer one. That's not to say you don't get your violence and action, of course you do, it's a Lone Wolf and Cub film after all. You also in this film get pistols, torture, and our infamous cart being used for all sorts, like weapons, gimmicks and gadgets, but there's a bit of self-restraint and control about this one. It still looks great, like there's a real mix of things thrown in here. You know the idea and formula by now. Tomisaburo Wakayama as Ogami Ito and his son Daigoro walk the path of hell, offering their services for hire, and that is what always happens. Someone usually has been hired to kill him, and he has been hired to kill someone else. Now this is one of them movies, if you think that it's just business as usual, you have to watch it just for the ending, where our executioner takes on loads of soldiers, and it's extremely well shot and done. This one man versus all sequence to me personally is worth watching the film for alone. You learn as well in this movie that it seems Daigoro's stroller has no limits to what it can do. Like it floats, it can give you fresh weapons, it shoots. I mean, this thing is packed with enough gadgets and gimmicks, enough to give James Bond a run for his money. Always usually a subplot as well with these movies that by and large never really usually matter all them that much, but as I say, the film does feel like it's just clicking its heels here and there in places, and whilst it's a tiny bit scattered like throughout the movie to as the film goes on, it feels overall the film is a good package in terms of what a Lone Wolf and Cub movie is. Though I know some people do feel the film lags, is a tad disjointed and doesn't add much to the series. The action seems somewhat toned down and there is a lot less of it, are general criticisms that I've seen of this movie, but I think, as I say, they were just trying to sort of slow it down a little bit, especially after River Styx, and just like I say, just try and approach the formula a bit different. So the movie starts with our infamous duo boarding this boat, to which Cub Daigoro is like pulled behind it, which is like a genius idea, things this cart can do. So I love how Ogami slowly draws his sword to see reflections of people in the water. There is a woman on board who obviously doesn't want to be going where she is going. This man tells her all will be fine. No sooner if they stop for a break and being like they are attacked by ninjas, and the movie, as openings go, this one has quite a cool one, and you just have to love that classic funky theme music and the way it goes along with, it just suits these movies perfectly. We meet Master Kanbai with these group of mercenaries, or can be with these group of mercenaries, and he doesn't drink or chase women, so no sooner have we met these guys and three of them go to assault a mother and her daughter, and we as an audience have to sit through this whole thing, which yes does make for some pretty uncomfortable viewing. These guys, like the guy these women were with, comes to after getting knocked out and goes to confront them. They say they work for Lord Mizuno. Kanbei kills him, and you think, okay, Kanbei might be one of the nicer guys out of the four, but nope, he slaughters the women. Just slaughters the women too. He gets the other three mercenaries to draw straws and slaughters the one who draws the shortest, as he is going to take the blame for sort of what happened. Just so happens at this time that Ogami comes along and they exchange pleasantries. They have heard of each other's reputation, and Kanbei wants to challenge him, as it seems every skilled swordsman wants to do in these movies. So Ogami slaughters two of the Ronin. Love how when they fight, Kanbei is like, if I beat you, I will guard your son with my life, to which he replies, I don't even trouble bothering with that responsibility. Anyway, just as they're about to fight, Ito just calls it a draw. Kanbei says as he walks away that he has failed to die yet again. So this guy's got a past, he's got a death wish, he wants to end his life for some reason or another. But he wants to die honourably, I guess. We then catch up with the man and woman from the boat earlier. You get the vibe she is being taken to be a prostitute. He starts rubbing salt into her as her feet hurt in an aggressive manner. So yeah, he is going to sell her to a brothel, cue some more sexual assault, but you fear not, she just bites this guy's tongue off. Anyway, this is all happening at the same inn that Ito is at, and runs into his room. So this official comes in looking for her, as the guy who got his tongue bit off died apparently. Then this woman, Terizo, turns up, who runs the brothel. Ito refuses to let the Yakuza have the girl after seeing a memorial tablet she has. Oh, and Terizo, the person who owns the brothel, has a gun, by the way. They do make a big thing about guns and pistols in this movie. See, not just swords in this one. Even when the girl goes to go with them, Ogami won't let her, and it's actually quite a tense scene. It's a simple scene, but it's, as I say, it's tense nonetheless, and he is helping her. He says their situation is the same as they lost everything over like a memorial tablet. He even agrees to take punishment and torture in her place, explaining that everything runs its course. They start with like water torture, all the while his son and the girl just watch. So after being hung up and hit loads of times, he is a mess and they let him down. Great makeup here on the wounds here too. Torizo's men say they were scared as he didn't let out a single moan and that his spirit scared them. Torizo knows who he is and wants a favour. He meets Tatwaki, basically knows Ito and his lord in the past went crazy and was ordered to commit seppuku in front of Ito, as like when he was the executioner, but he refused. So in the ruckus, Ogami chops like his arm off and kills the lord. Torizo is the guy's daughter anyway. Her sister also, we learned some secret and committed suicide. They want him to kill Gemba, who assaulted her and stole the domain and is now like the governor. He was like a steward at the time, right? So he was also the one who reported the fallen lord's madness. In other words, this guy was like just a sellout basically, and he used that to sort of rise through the ranks. So using his stones and demon symbols, he uses to recruit work. Ogami meets Junei Asada from the governor's office. Gemba sent them, and you see they sort of like come with us, right? Come with us. And you know, because he sort of like thinks something's up, but he thinks, okay, I'll go along with it. We get a few flashbacks to this guy who is sort of like the Palpatine of the movie. Anyway, Ogami goes to see this dude, and lo and behold, he wants him to kill a Shogun elder. Despite him offering double the money, Ogami refuses him, and we get the tried and tested, now you know my intention, you can't leave line. That's usually what happens in the Street Fighter movies as well. Like this guy recruits like Sonny Chiba, tells him his plan, then because he wants nothing to do with it, it's like, right, now you know what my plan is, I can't let you leave. So yeah, they do that old line here. Though just one draw of his sword makes like everyone freeze, and like as he walks out, Gemba is puzzled as to why he would meet and not take the job. They make a point of guns, as I say, they do make a point of guns in this movie. That seems to be a very, very strong theme here. Daigoro even spots one doing some shooting practice, and what he says, you think, okay, we're going to get a real bullets sort of versus blade sort of showdown here. No such luck. Cup just pretends to be drowning, and this guy, he's such a monster, he's such an evil dude that he actually jumps in to save him, only to be slaughtered by Lone Wolf as he sort of left his guns by the bank. Gemba now wants him found and plans to use his death as a way to join the Shogun. So some ninja-clad assassins come to torch our hero's shack, which they speed up through some jump cuts when it is burning. It reminds me a bit of Duel to Death, this bit of the movie, in places where we get the smoke pellets and things like that. And it's amazing how many links and plot connections the film has gone through to get to where we are now. Like we had the mercenaries, the girl, the brothel owner, Gemba. We've had loads of different things thrown in there to get to sort of this point in the movie. And I will say, this release from Criterion, the film looks great and crisp and like it could have been shot yesterday. So one of Gemba's other men finds him, who ends up getting a sword through his skull, and I mean sort of right through his skull. Gemba wants some reinforcements, and lo and behold, Kanbe from the start of the movie is one of these people. So Lone Wolf and Kaba just happily march along, then have like 100 samurai and horses laying in wait. It reminds me a bit actually of Zulu with Michael Caine, and I guess that was the idea here, to give the film one hell of an epic finale. Our brothel owner watches from afar. We even have archers and gunners as well, and it turns out the car is just full of guns, and he just like sort of machine guns their ass. I mean, why not? You know, and he's got grenades as well. And it's a great action scene, though I wish it could have gone on much longer than it did. Suddenly our executioner pulls out 2 revolvers to kill the governor. Kanbe shows up, and then sort of a rematch and a proper fight had to happen with these two. Shame we didn't actually learn more about this character. Once again, the duel is over so quick before it's even started. They do try to flesh him out, this guy, as he tells a brief history of what happened before, but it serves no real purpose as he's sort of dying anyway. And I love how Ogami cuts his head off, and it's shot from the first person perspective. And that sort of wraps up Baby Cart to Hades. But as I say, I think it's still a great movie. I think it's a great addition to the Lone Wolf and Cub, but I'd say maybe a bit slow paced for some. That's generally, like I say, it's one of the main criticisms I've seen of this movie. As I say, and a bit of an unsettling scene at the start where this sort of mother and daughter get assaulted, but the film does build. Everything sort of comes together really well. It's a great finale, and as an overall package, it's not bad at all. And I think, as I say, it really does. It's just a nice. It's a great kung fu. It's a great Lone Wolf and Cub movie. But how about you guys? What do you think of this movie? And also, obvious question: what is your favourite Lone Wolf and Cub movie? Make sure to let me know. So, thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you again soon.
Concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.